Jim, why should Christians be involved in the political process, especially now?
Well, now more than ever, when the 24-hour news media makes people out to be one thing in a matter of seconds, people need to be involved. They need to know who's running or who's serving them in office. And quite honestly, I say this to people, there's an intersection for Christians of here's your elected official or the political process. There's a place that God wants you to intersect with them because the Bible tells us that God appoints leaders over us. We need to be a part of that, and we need to make sure that the people who are serving us know what we believe and know what we think and know what we expect out of them.
So I vote, and in voting, I feel like I'm being a good citizen. I'm discharging my duty. How would you respond to that?
Well, it's a little bit like saying I just show up at church and I'm good to go. That there's more to it than that. There has to be that relationship. We have a relationship with our pastor. We have a relationship with the people who we go to church with. There's a relationship with the living God. You just don't get to do one little bitty thing and say, yep, I'm good. I think that in the political process, you have to be willing to invest however much extra time you may have to say, I want to go and meet my state representative, or I want to go and meet my mayor, or I want to understand what the school board person believes. And then based on how I feel about that, I'm going to make a change.
How does me meeting my representative or mayor or whatever help the political process? Aren't I just sucking time from them in a world that's filled with frenzy?
Not if they're good at their job, and not if they take their role responsibly and seriously. So I make myself available to everybody who I represent, and even people who I don't. My cell phone has always been published. My email gets answered by me. My phone calls get answered by me. And that's how this should work. So when you have a burning issue or even anything that you want me to know, you pick up the phone and say, hey, here's how I feel. We talk about that. You have informed me, and I'm gonna try to make sure that everything I get from my constituents, I'm weaving into my job.
Jim, local politics seems kind of boring. There's a lot going on the national scene, and it seems like that's where all the action is. Why should we be concerned about local Minnesota politics?
Well, quick question back to you. Do you know who your state rep, your mayor, your state senator are? Probably not. Think about this. At the state level, we dictate things like, is assisted suicide going to be legal? Are we going to make it easier for people to access abortion? Would we like to defund Planned Parenthood from the state level? How do we allow not-for-profit churches to keep their not-for-profit status? How do we make sure that the government doesn't come in and tell pastors what to say and what to believe? So those things have huge impact, and those are decided in St. Paul. Some of those decisions are decided in city council chambers. So if you're really concerned with the direction of your state, not just necessarily beyond taxes and roads and education, but also education, but when you deal with the moral issues that we just talked about, why wouldn't you be involved at the state level? Why wouldn't you be involved with your mayor or your school board member?